So what you wanna say? Go ahead and get it out of the way. Time's up, heads up, eyes up, hands up. That's how we do today. Put a smile on your face, let's forget about yesterday. Yesterday was just a lesson we got out the way. We learn, we move on. You don't stay strong, staying put, keep it moving, that's where you belong. Bigger and better than ever before. Tasty as a bun with the sinner. Man, you're a winner, man. How you trying to live in the past? That's a sinner, man. So get your smile on, turn your face to the sun, and get your shine on. Ride on. The good feelings are just too strong. It's kinda hard to pout when you got your stride on. And find someone to share it with. It's contagious. Smiles always catch it quick. Friend or stranger, it doesn't matter who you're with. It doesn't matter who you are. Smiles always fit. I know it's not the end of the argument. I know the old habits are hard to quit, but right now we ain't having it. Put a clap with it, 'cause it's a new day.
TVs. Once I flip over the chat screen, hello, good evening, and welcome to the stream this evening. I am doing something crazy tonight. It's been a while. I haven't done a music stream in a bit, and I'm doing it now. Let me tell you, I am definitely doing this whole music stream thing. So a while ago, I had done a song for my buddy Caliburn, and he is now using that on his stream. So check out Caliburn's channel for that. And I had another friend, Lugnuts, who was on Stream Chat on Sunday. Make sure you check out Stream Chat. And she was saying, hey, you should do a song for me. And I'm like, hey, I'm crazy and I'm not busy enough. Let me do that. So I'm in the process of putting this all together from scratch. Basically, as far as I've got so far, you can kind of see right now I've got a few things in place. I'll show you what those are so you can know just how not far ahead I am, and you can see how much work I have to do. So basically, I'm using Sonar from Cakewalk for this. What you can't see very well because it's behind my alert box, let me move that temporarily, is right now I have three things here. I've got a snare sound, I've got a bass sound, and I have what could possibly be a kick sound before I realized that I probably don't want that from a kick sound because I would much rather have a full proper drum kit for me to mess with. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to see how far I can get in like an hour, how far I can get into this EDM song. And I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to mess around. I'm just going to start doing stuff and we're going to see how far we get. So let me flip over to here. See, this is all real drum stuff, which I kind of don't want. I want fake sounds. So let's get rid of that. And let's see what other synths I have here. I think I have an 808 somewhere, but it's an 808, which isn't great as far as what I want to do. So basically I'm just hunting through trying to find sounds to use. But I'm also trying to do it quickly. So I think I'm going to go with this kick sound. Not that. Sounds like that. That's my kick sound. This is my snare. Well, actually, that's going to be the snare loop. So what I'm actually going to start recording stuff too. And I'm just going to layer it in. So I'm going to do like an 8 measure loop. Let's arm that and make sure I have a bit of a count in. Give me a 1 measure count in. What you can't see right now is down below. I have my little USB controller there. I'll turn it around so you can actually see it right way up. I've got my USB controller sitting on my desk, and yeah, there's my software there. And yeah, this is what I'm going to be using to input stuff. That's what I'm going to be using to actually input stuff into the computer. So yeah, hopefully this actually all works and will come together. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a simple loop to begin with, and I'll go from there. Here we go. Okay, first thing's done. Let's stop that, quantize that to 16th notes. That should be good. Oops. We appear to be having latency issues. So let me undo that talk about cells, redo, insert the synth, redo the recording. What's going on? Ah, stop it. Back. It's appear to be a little bit fast. Let's bump that up a little bit. Not quite that much. You'd think I would know how to use this program by now. Did my album in it, for goodness sakes. Okay, here we go. Nudge that up. So yeah, definitely we're dealing with some latency issues here. Let me just check those. I haven't actually done a music stream since my two computers set up. That should be that anyways. So I'm not entirely sure if this is actually going to work or what it's going to sound like or whatever. Austin's here. What's going on, Austin? Welcome here. Cut those samples down and see. This might make it soil itself. All right, let's quantize that. 16th notes, that should sound a bit better. Seems like it's working. I'll just listen to it through to the end. Then what I will do is I'm just gonna start putting stuff down. I have no idea what this is. I don't have a melody in my head or anything. I'm just gonna start putting stuff down. So let's do this. Let me just make sure I got this looped, which I will do like so. Let's turn the snap back on. Do that. Select that. Loop that. Loop that. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do, I guess the bass is next. So I don't have a bass line in my head, which is a bit of an issue. Oh, and there's a follow from Guns of Fun. Thank you very much for the follow, Guns of Fun. Appreciate that. Just realized one other thing I'm going to do, because I just realized that I actually can't hear. I didn't actually hear that alert because my headphones are plugged into my music computer, not the computer that is running Streamlabs. There we go. I can now somewhat hear things, although it's a little janky, but we'll press on. We will get through it. Okay. All right. Baseline. Let's see here. So ultimately it's going to be your 4 on the floor typical thing. So maybe what I will do is I will actually put a kick in there. Trying to find the right pitch for this kick. Sorry, that's really annoying. Thinking somewhere in there might be okay. That might be too high though. That's definitely too low. Around there maybe somewhere? Let's try that. Can you explain the sample adjustment? Not trying to take you off track. The sample adjustment, well, what I'm dealing with is, because I'm doing this, I'm using the ASIO driver for this. And don't worry about throwing me off. I'm glad you asked. I'm always happy to explain what I'm doing. Basically, I was recording a song a while ago with a lot of audio samples, and for some reason, I'm not entirely sure why, I was getting a ton of dropouts. So I had the samples really high to take the latency down, turn the buffer up really high so that it would be able to catch up. What I'm doing for tonight, because I want to have less latency, is turning the samples down. Fewer samples, less latency, more likely to have a dropout, but hopefully I won't. We shall see. All right, I'm going right there. Let's just do that. Let's actually arm the track first. You'd think I probably should have done like a 4-beat measure or a 4-measure loop. And that would have saved me some pain. Oh well, next time. All right, so that's that done. Okay, so now with this, see, now it looks like things are actually ahead. Okay, so hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. So let me give myself more samples. Okay, and then let me take that. Let's quantize that. That is quarters. Everything looks nudged up nicely. Sorry, I was looking at my other screen. I have my piano roll view over here. I was looking at that. You can't see that because it's over there, but we'll just gloss over that. All right, so that should give me the... Oh, I'm also going to fix the velocity. And on this one as well. My little controller here is touch sensitive, so... Why is that so jank at the beginning? What is going on? Why you have to be mad? Oh, I know what the problem is. The problem is that this thing here isn't at the beginning. There we go. Okay, perfect. I'm going to turn the master track down because that's really annoying in my ears. It'll be better once I've got it compressed and stuff. Okay, bass line. Doing some scales. You know what I hated when I took piano? Formulas. I don't know if anybody's taken piano. Anyways, I'm not going to do formulas because I can't. But, so I need a bass line. Let me think about this here. What is this? So I want to keep it upbeat. I want to keep it happy. But I need a bass line. Let's see here. Try that. Okay, I know it sounds like I'm playing in a minor key, but I'm actually playing it in C. All right, let's put that in there. Try to make this quick. 3, 4, 3, 4. Okay, and let's quantize that to, I don't know, 16ths should be fine. Oh, and I want the note durations on that too. So let's do that, do note durations, click OK. Can already see it's messed up a little bit. So I'm going to pull this view up and I'm going to zoom out a little bit and just do some note lining up here. Oh heavens, that's not going well. Something happened here. Basically, I don't want them overlapping. What in the... Why is this... Oh, I see. Snap beat is 16th. There we go. Wick. Wick. There we go. Nope, that didn't work. Why is this not... Oh, I see. It's snapping the wrong thing. Snap me to 16th. Thank you. Wick. There we go. Oh, that messed up. Put that there. Okay, that's done. Same kind of thing where I'm going to, first of all, let's disarm the track. I'm going to process that. We're going to scale the velocity to that again. Great. Okay. So now what I need is I need like I'm hearing like a popping beep 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 kind of thing. So I'm using, as I mentioned before, using Cakewalk Sonar. My favorite synth, because I use it the most, I'm most familiar with it, is this Z3 TA Plus 2. It's got many sounds, as you can see. So it's got this library of sounds. Within the library, a whole bunch of different things, and within the whole bunch of different things, a whole bunch of different sounds. So basically, this is what takes me the longest, is trying to figure out where to even look. So I'm going to turn the volume down again, because this is going to get really annoying. Basically, I need to find a sound. Not that. A lot of these sounds are like, it even has arpeggio, so if I actually play an arpeggio, I'm not doing that. It's doing that itself. If I go to the showcase, here's an arpeggio, one note. I'll even show you, look. So basically, it has arpeggios built into it. It's for some cases, in some cases. So we'll see what I end up going with. But all right, I need to find a sound. I'm thinking. Let me look through the keyboards. I want something that is. That's not bad. If I play this, what is that going to sound like? See, the problem is that this particular keyboard is a minor key thing, so that's not super helpful. Yeah, it's not going to work either. Okay, let's keep going. That's not bad. Kind of organ-y sound. It's a little bit... I mean, it's called clicky organ. That's a little bit too clicky. Fortunately, with this synth, I can actually change the sound. So I can take it from being super clicky to not clicky at all. Let's turn that back up so you can hear it a bit better. That's a bit, I don't know, not quite right, but it's a good option though. So I'm actually going to write that down. I'm going to write down the clicky organ. So options for, this is almost like a pad, but it's not. That's my notepad that just went full screen there. This is almost like a pad, but it's not quite. So this is in factory content. This is in keyboards. And it's called clicky organ. All right, so I can always come back to that and mess with that if I need to. I could go with an old EP kind of sound. Are those electric pianos? It's almost like a pure EP. It's kind of reminds me of the 80s. Okay, I guess the late 80s, maybe the early 90s. That one's not bad. It's just plain old organ sound. Let's see what we can do with this. That's not bad. should probably figure out what chords I'm playing there anyways, shouldn't I? I could probably actually figure out musically what this is going to be. Something like that. Oh, it's an A minor in there. There, that's what it is. So what I'm playing is an F to a C to an A minor to a G. Alright. Now we know. So when I'm putting chords together, let's do that. Let's record that. We're going to call this particular track, we're going to call this, what's that, like poppy, jumpy keys? Jump 6. We'll just call this 8th note keys. 8th keys. Or technically this is an organ sound, isn't it? Organ. Alright, come with organ over here. Keep things nice and organized. Keep the organ organized. Okay, let's record this. Okay, and we're going to quantize that to 16ths, and we're going to scale the velocity on that so it's all nice and even sounding and boring. Oh, something weird happened there. Oh, that note there is in the wrong place. There we go, that's fixed. Something's wrong with the bass there too, hold on. Was it here? Yeah, that didn't happen soon enough. Let's pull that back. Okay, so something's there. I was gonna say we're getting there, but technically we're just sort of putting in stuff. Okay, so I need another synth, and this time I'm going to look for a snare sound. There is some percussion in here somewhere. What do we have? So this is the snare I was using for that little kind of loop thingy. What do we have for snares? That sounds a bit too similar. That's a bit too similar. What else do we have for a snare? That's a bit too nothingy. Okay, what else do we have here? Let's go. What is this? That's not what I want. I want this one. Looking for percussion. What else do we have? What do we have for snares in here? Got a bunch. What do we have? These are snares. That one's not bad. It's almost too musical there, though. It's not enough of a snare sound. Need something that's a very pure snare, but that's heavy enough. Don't know if I totally like that one. Need something that's beefier. Okay, nothing there. Let's look up. There's got to be something in here I can use. Percussion? That was percussion. I think it's textures. That's not going to help me. Let's go back to here and look up. There's something else. Sound effects. This is what I want. I can use that. Honestly, this really is like the 80s now. This is like totally disco. Biddy-boo. Okay, that's an option. That's less of an option. I'm having THX trailer flashbacks. Alright, so I'm basically now looking through. Pointing gaming. What's going on, pointing gaming? What's poppin'? Not enough, quite frankly. I'm seeing how fast I can bang out an EDM song for another streamer's intro. Most of my time has so far been spent just hunting for sounds. Okay, you know what? Hold on. Let me go back to... Okay, where are we at? We're at that. Let me just go back to this real quick and see what this sounds like here. That might be a bit much. Okay, see, the thing about this, that it doesn't need to be anything crazy. It's an intro. The whole point of having an intro song is that it's going to be about, you know, the person who's going to be using this is probably going to have their gameplay clips and whatever on top of it. So it really is just about being some nice background. Don't mind that one. I don't think the timing is set to... There we go. That should fix it. Or not. All these things aren't really synced to my metronome, which is okay. Speaking of metronome, I should probably turn that off because that's going to affect how I'm hearing things. Turn that off on playback. There we go. See you later, Pointing Gaming. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for stopping in, saying hi. Has a monkey sound. I'm pretty sure I've been through all these sounds before at one point or another, and there's still stuff that I'll go through ages later and be like, that surprised me. Okay, well, so this isn't going to work, I don't think, for a snare sound, so let me grab a different synth. So I'm pretty sure I have other synths that are going to be good for this. Is it Dimension or is it... I can't remember what's what. Let's find out. Might be this one. Oh, here we go. This is going to have a whole thing of things. Okay, so we've got multi-velocity hat-kick snares. Let's try the multi-velocity snares. I don't know. Let's try that. Oh, hold on. I gotta set the input on that track. Why isn't it playing anything? Or was this the problem I had where it doesn't actually trigger unless it's programmed? That is a decided possibility. Oh, never mind, it was up there. All right, back to the snares. Could be worse. Probably. Okay, let's try this one here called the electric kicks and snares. Let's try that. I want a heavy... I mean, I could use an acoustic snare. Hold on. Let me try this. Let me try... Let me take that synth out of there. Let me put in my acoustic drum thing. And let's just see. What I can do for a snare. What's the heaviest snare I've got? A 14x7. That is pretty heavy. 14. Those little piccolo snares. I could try that. What do I have for a kick? So that one's not bad. That's a bit too normal kick. That's also a bit too normal kick. That's not bad. Let's go with that. Alright, so let's take this drum track and put the inputs. Oh, where's my MIDI channel? Talk amongst yourselves. Let's take that back out. Let's insert the addictive drums. Oh, sorry, all synth audio outputs. That's what I want. And I want the MIDI source. There we go. You'd think I know how to use this program after using it for years. Okay, this is my MIDI channel. I want this to be input on my controller, like so. Okay, and I need to change these guys back, so that's going to go back to, which one was it? That one? Yep, and this one goes to the big one. So I want the max velocity on that. That's way better. Is that what I want? See, the thing about this synth, the thing about using the acoustic, and I think I will use the acoustic kick, is that it just kind of adds a little bit of a tail to that synth kick. So let's put that in there. Okay. And disarm. I'm going to quantize that. 16ths is fine. I'm also going to scale the velocity all the way up, like so. All right. That's way better. Okay, I still need to have I should probably throw a pad of some sort in there. So let me, first of all, just to keep things neat and tidy, I'm going to insert a track folder. I'm going to move all of my drum tracks into said track folder. I'm going to move all of my tracks into the folder as previously discussed. It's only letting me do one at a time. That's kind of annoying. All right, well, it's going to be hating. Let's just move them all manually then, I guess. That's unfortunate. I know there's a way to do it. I just can't remember what it is and can't be bothered to look right now. So let's just get all of that in there. Ooh, come on. Where are we going? Why? What are you doing? Get in there. I'll reorganize them later. Really, the only things I care about really are the master and the MIDI. MIDI's up top, master is right there. I want that one. Come on. Come on. There we go. Right there. Okay, good. Close that up. This is acoustic drums. Okay, now I'm going to throw in a pad, which will help kind of glue things together a little bit. Fortunately, I actually have a pre-made pad that I can use in my user content. Not that one. Which one is it? Is this one? Yeah, I can use that one. Anything else I want to look at? Not that one. This one it is. Let's go with that. So basically, I'm just going to record those 4 chords, whatever they were. those four. Let's just try it. Let's see what happens. This is what computers are good for. They're good for cleaning up my mistakes. Arm that, refresh, or go back to the beginning. Let's get going. I don't know if I like that. I'm gonna go up an octave. See if that sounds any better. For no reason. This is what my recording life is, pretty much. It's like going through something, making a mistake, going, whoops, need to fix that, then fixing it. Okay. This guy here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'm still a little bit ahead on my thing. Let me give myself more buffer, more samples. Let's give myself that many samples. Okay, so let's take that. We're going to, same thing, scale velocity to 100, why the heck not? And we're going to quantize that to 1/8 notes, including the duration. And that does not look good at all, because it's not. So let's do this then. Let's quantize that, not do the note durations. And, didn't think about that. You know what? Let's, okay, hold on. What I might do is I might just do this, because that'll nudge them all forward. And then if I quantize it again, but being careful I'm not quantizing everything, doesn't look like it. Something just made a weird sound, don't know what that was. And then we do note durations, and that should fix that. Alright, so the other thing I want to do, let me just do a quick browse through this and make sure that's all fairly good. Looks good. Let's close that window. The other thing I want to do is I want to actually change the attack on this, because it's pretty slow. And the decay is pretty long. Solo this track here. That's not bad. That means she's gonna be background too, so once I take this and turn that down, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna need to have some sort of lead sound. What do I have that I can use for a lead? I don't know if I have anything I've made already. No. No. Unless I did something like... That is a trick, is basically taking a bass sound. That's a bass sound, and then actually using it as a lead. Definitely something that's worth a try if you're ever doing music. What is this? Okay, so I gotta look through and find a lead sound of some sort. Leads soft. Most of these leads are just not at all. Let's just say they're for music that is not the music I'm making. Like that. Like that's really harsh. Even the soft lead. In fact, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother looking through those because I happen to know that those leads are pretty intense. So I'm not looking for something quite that intense. Let's try a synthesizer or a texture. What do we have for textures? That's not leady enough. That's kind of cool. I actually don't mind that. It just gives a little bit of an edge to it. Okay, so this is a possibility. What do we have going on here? This is filters cut off as a pan level bus. Any LFOs on this? Yes, 6, 5, and 6 are LFOs. Mode, time, morph, sync. Let me see if I can. If I sync this. It's not actually helping. Let's go back. Sync is off. Sync on this is off. If I sync this, what'll that do? That's not bad. That is bad. I can live with that. Let's make it a bit faster even. Let's try this. I'm okay with that. Yeah, so I'm in the background. If I turn it down, just to add a bit of character to it. Alright, hold on. So if I do that with number 6 and with number 5, I do sync to half. I'm gonna turn that off. Okay, let's record it. Let's record it. So this I'm going to call bubbles. And I'm actually going to save this into my user thingies. I'm going to go save as, user content, user category. I shall call you bubbles. All right, bubbles. Bubbles. Well, let's drop it in. Let's arm the track first. 2, 3, 4. Gotta hold it down and wait, basically. There we go. So we're going to take that. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to grab that, quantize that, include the note durations. That should take care of that. And I'm going to turn it down a little bit. And you know what this needs, because no good EDM song. What do I know about EDM? This needs a hi-hat. Do I want an acoustic hi-hat or do I want the electric hi-hat? Let's find out. So that's a possibility. Not a strong possibility, I admit. Did not at all like the way that sounded, unless I can find a different hi-hat. Some Sabian hi-hats. Some paste hi-hats. That's a bit much. What does it sound like? it's too acousticy. I need something a bit more electronic. So give me. Oh, I think this Z3TA has. Does it have a hi-hat or a hi-hat I can actually use? Right, that's not actually usable. I need to control both the closed and the open hi-hat. So, what do we have here? Hi-hat, closed hi-hat, open. That's just, I may as well be using an 808 hi-hat at that. Huh, I could use an 808 hi-hat. Hold on. Let me save this because I haven't saved that in a while. Thank you. And let me go insert. This 808 synth I have is amazing and I love it. But it can be a little bit flaky at times. So I wanted to make sure I saved it before I threw that in there because it could be an issue. I can turn the tune down, right? Let's see what this sounds like here. That's better. I'm not mad at that. I can live with that. Alright, let's drop it in there and I'll muck with it afterwards. Alright, so let's close that. Arm that. Okay, so definitely should have done a 4-measure loop instead of an 8-measure loop, but we'll gloss over that. How's this looking? It's not looking terrible. Let me just get rid of that. I put an extra note in at the end I didn't need. Let's get rid of that. And let's take that, quantize that, 1 and 2 sixteenths actually, because I've got a couple 16th notes in there. See if that works. Not entirely. Wow, my timing's really bad. Timing is really, really bad. You'd think after years of doing this. Oh well. That's what computers are for, people. That's what computers are for. Computers are there to clean up my mistakes. Okay, and I'll turn that down. Rename this to hats. And rename this one to... Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Do it over here. And that last kind of double hi-hat thing wasn't timed right. That's better. Okay, so there's that. So this is all pretty smooth. So I do want to have something that's a bit of a harder sound in there somewhere, just to give a little bit of edge to it, because it is all pretty smooth, and it will work well as background music, but I still need to have something to give it a bit of character and help it stand up on its own a little bit if possible. So we got to go on the hunt again, and we got to hunt for a sound I can throw it over the top that's going to give it a little bit of edge. So give me another synth. I've got so many different synths I can use, and I still end up just going back to this one. Alright, so what do we have for synthesizers? It feels like this is Chariots of Fire, doesn't it? Anyways, that was a Chariots of Fire break. The other problem with this is I don't know, once I find it, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Unless I use this as like a lead or something. Okay, so I'm not entirely convinced I like that, but it's worth recording because it might work. So, if I can get it loud enough too, it sounds really quiet for some reason. Hopefully I can crank that up enough. I mean, it's cranked up here, and I don't have too much more room over there, but let's see what we can do. Let's see. How do I start this? Okay, let's do that. Start low. See what happens. Something like that. We'll see what it sounds like here. Let me open this up. I got a quantize. Oop. Talk amongst yourselves. Quantize that. There should be eighth notes. Note durations should, in theory, work. I'm going to change that note down to there, and I'm going to take this, I'm going to change those velocities, going to crank them as high as they'll go, and disarm that, and I'm going to turn that up all the way. That's as loud as it's going to get for me. I'll have to just use compression or something to fix that. A bit loud. Okay, so that ending note there does not work at all, so I'm just going to extend that one. I mean, so far so good, right? Okay, so I still want something, so this is going to be, I'm going to call this one synth lead or solo lead or something. I don't know, let's call it solo lead. This is solo lead. Alright, so, and what was this one? Oh, this is nothing right now. Oh, okay, I have another thing here I was working on apparently. Oh, this is what I was trying to find a hi-hat. Okay, so I do want to have another kind of synthy sound. What was this one? This was Factory Content Synthesizer Digital Air Synth DSF. Okay, so let's flip back to this one. Factory Content Synthesizers. What was it called? I've forgotten already. Something DSF. I think it was that one. What else do we have in here? That was not bad. It's like I'm playing Mario. Can I do something low? Don't like that. That's a bit too much of the same thing. This one feels like it's synced. Now, the other thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm probably going to do some pretty significant side chaining. So, a sound that does that to the beat, I'm going to be doing that anyway. So, in fact, I can show you, possibly. If I do this, let me pull up my console and blow it up a little bit. And I haven't actually customized this yet, so I don't need the icon. And I don't need, I think that's all I don't need. Yeah. Okay, so if I throw another bus in over here, we're going to call this music. And I'm just going to put everything into music. That didn't change everything. I was really hoping that would. Again, I know there's a way to do this. I just don't know what the way is. Kind of like right click on them and route them or something. I should really learn how to use this program. That would be smart. Okay, well, let's do this the slow way then. So the bass can go to music, the kick can go to music, organ can go to music, the pad can go to music. Actually, I'm going to leave the pad in the master right now. It's pretty subtle, so it shouldn't matter. I'm going to leave the bubbles there as well. That's empty. That's the hi-hats. That can stay as is. Solo lead, I'm going to put in music. Okay, then what I do is I open up my console again, and I go over to my music bus, which is over here, and I'm going to add a particular compressor, which I believe is the Sonatest compressor. Yes, it is. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a on the kick, which is this one here, I'm going to insert a send. I'm going to send this to the compressor as a side chain. And then what I do I can do that. Apparently I can send this my snare to that as well. Hold on, no, I can't do that. Okay, this is good to know. I want to keep the snare out. So what I need to do is actually fix my drum stuff. So there's a way to do this as well. So I want the kick to be a separate out, pre-fader's fine, separate out, pre-fader's fine. The hi-hat separate out, pre-fader's fine. The overhead separate out, pre-fader, room separate out, pre-fader, bus separate out, pre-fader. Actually, that stuff can all go to the master. No, it should, yeah, I'll put that stuff to the master. What does that do? I can't remember. Okay, so what I need to do now is pull up my console, and I need to can't remember how to do this. So we've got a kick, left, right, stereo. So, all right, so here's what we're going to do. Bit of administrative work here. This is hi-hat, tom, stereo. Okay, what's actually going through what right now? Everything's going out to the master, apparently. So what I want to do is I want to have the kick. Okay, what's this? That's the master. What's this? That's the hi-hat tom. All right, so there should be, that's flex, that's bus, that's tom, that is overhead, that is room, that is flex, that is kick snare. That's what I want. Except I want them separate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this the addictive drums kick left, I guess. And I'm going to give myself a separate snare track. What's this? Tom 4. Not using toms, let's just use this. So this is kick. This is going to be snare. And that is going to be the snare. There we go. And then just something for the hi-hats. Let's use this one here, I guess. Hats. Input. Drums. Hi-hat tom, hi-hat left. That didn't work. Because the hi-hat, no, the hi-hats are going to their own output. Weird. Did I pick the right one? Yeah. Is it this one? Nope. Alright. Well, let's just pick the one I know it should be, and we'll fix it later. Again, speed is the order of the day here. Alright, so I'm going to close that for a second. I'm going to go back to my... Oh, right, because the hi-hats are a totally different track. Ah, that's why. Silly me. Okay, well, let's go back to my drum thingy. What's that? That's the master. I'll leave that. Oops. What's this? That's the hi-hat tom. I'm going to delete this track. Don't delete 5 tracks, just delete 1 track. What's this? That's another flexi. I'll leave a couple flexis in there in case I want them. That's a bus. A lot of stuff here. What's this? Room. What's this? Overhead. This is bus. Snare kick. It's all looking good. What's this? That's a flexi. And I don't need all these tracks, but I'm only not using 3 of them. Let's get rid of 1 more. It's a flex. That's hats. I'll leave the hats one maybe. There we go. So I've got 2 spares. I guess I want to do something with them. If not, no big deal. So basically, that sidechain thing is just for me to. That sidechain thing is just for me to muck with. I'll do it as an effect in the song. Now, right now, there is way too much volume going through all this right now. So I'm going to pull everything back. Pretty cute. Let's pull everything back to like 3 dB. And then basically once I have all the pieces in there, I'm just going to layer it. And pull that back like a couple dB, pull that back 3 dB ish, pull that back 3 dB, drums. Need to go back 3 dB. Let's put that back to like minus 7.5, 7.3, which is on 3. Bubbles actually, I'll pull it back a little bit. still way too loud. Actually, there's too much, no, there's too much of. There's too much reverb on this, the acoustic kick. So there's no effects being sent. So basically it's probably just the room. Yeah. Problem is I like the room on the snare, but not on the kick. So how do I do that? Is this it here? Compression, distortion, EQ, volume, and relative response, output. Oh, actually there's something in here somewhere where I can change how much volume is going through each microphone, I think. Beat front noise, compression, distortion, overhead level, room level. Bam, that's what I want. There we go, that's what I wanted. Oops, sorry, I minimized that. So that will solve that problem, hopefully. See, this is why I need another kind of harsher sound in there, because when I pull the solo lead out, there's nothing to kind of like, it dies. So you've got a nice harsh sound up top, and then suddenly there's nothing there. So I need to have one more kind of sharpish sound. Other than that, it's actually not bad for an hour's work. It'll take a bit of mixing and that sort of thing, but so let me see if I can find another, I'm going to call this hard lead, I guess. And we're going to rename this to hard lead. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it a night here pretty soon. I'm going to try and find a lead to kind of bridge the gap between that really harsh solo lead and everything else, which is totally smooth. I need something that's going to kind of bridge the gap a little bit. I mean, the other option I could do is I could just, where'd that go? Take some of the edge off that. I don't want to take too much edge off of it though, because I won't take too much edge off of it because then it will lose its edge. So let's find something. See if I can find something real quick. That's not bad. Let's see what this sounds like. Alright, well that's not working. That one, like this one here would almost work. Nah, have to mess with it too much. What's this one? Whoops, that's the wrong one. I wonder if I have like in my user things. What was the star pad one? Or maybe like a... or a combination. So what I might actually do... that's got way too much of a decay on it. What I might do is I might actually combine... 'cause that's all I'm going to do is just... some that lick or whatever. So I might actually just combine that with a star pad. So we'll have two things doing the same thing. In the meantime, let me go back to here, and I believe I was looking at synthesizers, and I believe I was up to here, here somewhere. Try that. Loud. Nah, it's just a little bit too harsh. Alright, well, I'm going to end at the bottom of the hour, come hell or high water. So I need to find something fast, or I need to find something fast. So let's go and synthesize here. Oof. It's a little bit whack. Take that down. See what that sounds like. Trying to see if this will actually fill that gap. Not quite. It seems like it's close to what I want. And again, I could mess with it, but I'm in a rush, so let's rush. Some of these sounds are just amazing, aren't they? I wonder if I can find one of my, like if I take the polyphony down to 1. Okay, hold on. Not totally sold on that one. Now see, that is actually right middle of the road there. That is between the heart. This actually might work. I might need to make it a bit more harsh because it seems a little bit soft, but I can fix that with filters or something. Probably. Can I fix that with filters? I absolutely can. Look at that. Somewhere there. Let's try that. That's not bad. No. Copper Fronts, what's going on, Copper Fronts? Welcome to you, sir. On the search for some sounds is what I'm doing right now. This is classic. So this particular sound, which is actually an option, and this is called the 80s. Oh my goodness, my keyboard. 80s synth pop. Except that needs filter play, basically. Okay, so far, so good. So that's an option. I can mess with that. Might be able to make that work. What does this sound like in the mix? It's got some weird thing going on that I don't want to mess with right now. I love some of these sounds. Let's see what that sounds like. Perhaps a little bit more, a bit slower attack. Perhaps with a different attack. Let's change the attack to, what's the song for? The song is for, well, if like for playing for stream, yes, but not my stream. So I did my countdown song. Did a an EDM song for Caliburn's stream. So he is, if you check out Caliburn's stream, his countdown is using, or his intro, I guess, is using mine. And then another person, one of Caliburn's mods, who, sorry, I punched the microphone, who also streams, said, hey, you should make me a song. And I thought, why not? I'll give it a go. So basically that's what I've been doing tonight. I've been trying to figure out, I've basically been throwing this together willy-nilly. And this has been since 8 o'clock. So since like an hour and 20 minutes ago is when I started. And that's what I've got so far. I've got sort of the main body of it, I think. Basically, I'm going to throw it together. I'll do some layering afterwards, try to make it interesting, stretch it out into like intro length, and then send it to this person, and we'll see. It's got that whole music feeling for sure. Exactly, right? Like, that's the point. That's what I was saying earlier, is that basically this is designed for people who are, they're going to be, the music is not going to be the focal point of what we're watching. What you're watching is going to be like clips of stuff going on, or my countdown, it's about the people who've sent in pictures or sent in little video clips for my countdown. So, which you should totally do. So, so yeah, that's what it's about. So I'll do some layering, I should probably do some proper processing and stuff, but this is just to try and get the main loop in there, and we'll see. So let me go back to listening to this here. I make music too, but I like sampled hip-hop beats. Have you heard my intro song? Do I have that here? I'll give you a taste of what that sounds like. Because that's what I did. That's what I did for my intro thingy. I did a little big fan of the soul, chops, drums, bass, simple stuff. Well, if you like simple stuff, let's see if I can find the main part of this loop. That's really loud. Turn that down. I'll skip ahead. So this is this intro song I did for my intro. Skip ahead a little bit. Somewhere around here. Here we go. I listened to some of your church music stuff before. Yeah, so you get an idea of this is part of the reason that excites me. Never heard your intro. Yeah, this is what's playing right now. I think what's cool about this is like my last number of songs have been all across the board as far as style goes. So here we go. This is the main part. You have heard this. Yeah, sweet.
Thank God it's a new day.
And then I rap over top of it. So yeah, so basically the last 4 songs, watch some videos, you kind of refining this, I think. Yeah, that's probably what happened actually when I was mixing it on stream. My last 4 songs I've produced, one was CCM, contemporary Christian music. But that was like really big and like had a really big sound to it. One was the EDM, one was this song, sorry. That was the rap I did for my countdown, so that was hip hop. The next one was EDM that I did for Caliburn's stream. The next one I did was another CCM song I did for a friend, but that doesn't sound big at all. It sounds really close and like coffee shop intimate. And then now I'm doing this. So I've actually been quite happy with myself and kind of pushing myself a little bit and doing some different styles and stuff. I digress. Let's try and get this done. I was hoping to get this done by the bottom of the hour. Let me see what I can do here. Let's see here. What program is this? This is Cakewalk. So this is Sonar. It's Sonar. It's you know what? I think I'm not totally happy with that lead. I might mess with it again, but I'm going to record it anyways. Yeah, this is a program called Sonar. It's from the company called Cakewalk, and you still use FL Studio because of what you learned on 10 years ago. That's why I use Cakewalk. Honestly, the story behind this is I had like a MIDI, like a hardware MIDI module that I attached to my piano. The MIDI module's in the box in the closet behind me. The piano I still have from when I was a kid is out in that room next door to me. But when later on, I was basically making songs that were too big and had too many things going on for my MIDI module. So I figured out, gotta get on a computer. And somebody said, oh, you should use this program called Cakewalk Pro Audio because you know, it's really good at doing MIDI stuff. And I thought, okay. So this was, you know, probably 25 years ago, somewhere in there, which shows you how old I am. And yeah, so I've stuck with it ever since. So that's why I'm using Sonar, not using Pro Tools or Ableton or something like that. Okay, so let me just record this. Let me do one more practice run and I'll give it a go with the solo so I can hear what's going on. Have the right track selected. I think, hopefully. Let's see if I can record this. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Grab that. Quantize that, 8th notes, including note durations. That messed up a little bit, I can see it already. Let's change the velocities to 100, keep the velocity on the notes nice and even. Open up my piano roll view, and let's see where the quantizing, or where I wasn't good enough for the quantizing, like there, and there, and oh, there. And let's give it a listen, make sure it lines up. Just kind of layer things out, basically. I like the blue bloop too. That was a happy little accident. Technical terms. The blue bloop pad. I called it Bubbles, but you know what, Copper Fronts? I'm going to rename this to the Bloop Bloop. I'd called it Bubbles before, but it is now being called, and forever shall be called, the Bloop Bloop. Okay, so this has actually gone quite well for an hour and a half of work. Accidental music making is the best, I hear you. I wonder if should I call this song Bloop Bloop? Would I owe you royalties if I called it Bloop Bloop? I don't know. Would that be a thing? You have my blessing free of charge. I'll give you points. You know what, Copperfronts? For being here and for being awesome, I'm calling it Bloop Bloop. And if I have to make you a co-writer on it for copyright purposes, I will. This is now going to be called, and forever will be called, Bloop Bloop. Alright, so that's basically how it's going to sound, too. That's basically it. So I still need to do some mixing, obviously, because it's not mixed. I'll have to do some compression. Might do some goofy side chaining like I was playing with before. You know, the usual stuff, EQ, compression, whatever. Some stuff on the master bus to make it sound a bit bigger and more stereoized. But that's basically it. There we go, an hour and a half. And this is what we've got, which I'm not entirely mad at. Yeah, I mean, you know what? For an hour and a half of work, I'll take it. All right, Bloop Bloop is done for the night. So I am getting out of here. What a night indeed. Wow. Well, I'm not going to lie, I'm actually kind of surprised it came together that well, to be honest with you. But it just goes to show, and the story of my life has been, you like it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. The story of my life is, until I actually sit down and start putting pen to paper or putting notes in the computer or playing something on a piano or whatever, nothing comes together. But when I actually just say, you know what, I'm just going to put something in and we'll see what happens, I've just been doing that for the last hour and a half, going from absolutely nothing, no idea to what I was doing, no idea to, you know, as far as what it was going to sound like, and that's what we end up with. So, not mad at it. All right, well, that is it for the night. I'm going to save that. I'm going to say bloop bloop. Had a lot of fun. This was really cool. I really enjoyed this. I got to do more music streams. Whenever I have an idea in my head, it never comes out how I imagined. Also true. Copper Friends with the real talk. So let me flip back to the chat screen here. And but when I just sit down and start messing around, my best music comes out. I know, right? You just have to sit down and do it. That's the big thing. You just have to do it and get it done. All right, well, I'm going to get out of here. My next scheduled stream is tomorrow night. I'll be back tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, probably with a video game of some sort. And as usual, of course, any off streams will be announced on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter to see those. Check PaulTGG.com for tweets, highlights, and other various shenanigans. And yeah, that's about it, really. I had a blast. Shout out to Copper Friends. Thanks for coming and hanging out and saying hi. Thanks to Guns of Fun for the follow this evening as well. I'm out of here for the night. So until tomorrow, really. Say hi to your folks for me. I love you all. Thank you. Have a great night, and I will talk to you tomorrow.